To speakers, and we'll start with Councillor Perks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. And I want to begin by apologizing to the clubs, the community clubs, who not once, not twice, but 3 times have negotiated with all the water users down there and worked with city staff to come to agreements about how we're doing it in good faith and had that good faith trampled on. My apologies. The City of Toronto owes you better than that. A mistake was made. Someone who was unaware of the policy issued a permit, and the city made a mistake. However, some voices in this conversation have been acting as if it wasn't a mistake, that actually somebody had said you can go ahead and use it. No, we heard very clearly that the master agreement with the CNE does not grant water access use. It's only for the land uses. I myself, I got a phone call in July from the acting city manager saying, Councillor, we know that you do a lot of work supporting those clubs, which are citywide in nature. We have to tell you a city employee made a mistake, and we're going to have to actually overturn existing permits and existing uses to support the CNE. The distressing thing about this is the CNE, because of the previous year's experience, already knew that they were limited to 10 days. I am distressed that the CNEA and their partners at Exhibition Place went ahead and booked that event and incurred liability to the city should we cancel it when they already knew what the limit was. And that members of our community who put on camps for kids, you know, my own daughters years ago when they were in high school joined a dragon boat competition down there. We have very few opportunities for people who, like my family and many, don't have a cottage or some other way of getting onto the water, have to rely on being able to permit these uses and do it through these clubs. Thousands of people in the City of Toronto who we are trying to encourage to get out onto the water, thousands of them, being inconvenienced by organizations affiliated with the City of Toronto who knew better. It's not good enough. Now, I understand that the Board of Governors of Exhibition Place staff have been working with some members of this executive committee to bring a motion to just grant the CNE the access in the future. Forget about good faith negotiations with other stakeholders. Forget about Council's policy. Forget about our long-term goals for the Western Waterfront. Forget about the kids and the seniors and the people with disability who are trying to find somewhere to use the water. Just forget about it all and give it to them. I understand that motion is circulating. I want to ask you this, members. Isn't it worthwhile to put this off for a month and have a chance to finally sit down and have a truly good faith negotiation where people who, you know, don't happen to put on a multi-million-dollar event but provide camps for kids have an equal voice, finally, that this council will take seriously in determining how this very rare and precious resource. There are not a lot of places where you can go and teach a kid how to paddle a canoe or be on a dragon boat team, or where a senior can safely learn how to sail. There are not many places where that can happen. This is one of them, and it's one of them that we, as the City of Toronto, have very carefully controlled and permitted through our park staff for years and years and years. The fact that the CNE suddenly wants to, after I think it's 25 years of not running any motorized events, wants to expand their footprint, okay, we should have that conversation. But we shouldn't just slap down a motion, which frankly the members of these clubs heard about this morning, and override that long process we've had of trying to make sure that everybody has access to flat water in the City of Toronto, not just for-profit events run at the CNE. Thank you very much.